For today's tarot hack, what I want to do is just take a recap of what we've covered so far in the numerology. The reason I want to do that now especially is because next we're moving into the 5 numerology, where we hit the 5th major arcana, the Hierophant. And for the 1 through 4, we're looking at, of course, in the beginning, the Magician card, which is our raw potential. This is where we have raw potential in the 4 directions of our life, and each and every one of us is born with limitless possibilities, with so many different things we can become in life. And as we continue to move through life, that sort of path begins to narrow a little bit, and we have to start to find what it is that we're going to seek mastery in. Now, when we get to the High Priestess, which is the 2nd numerology, this is where the raw potential is met with an external influence. It's met with something that comes from outside. So just as the High Priestess often has the pillars of Boaz and Yakin, representing basically the knowledge that man has gained and or created and or structured versus the wild knowledge that comes from nature and it comes from the universe, the subconscious and the conscious, the masculine, the feminine. Basically, we have to look at these opposing forces working together and coming together as a couple to reach the 3 numerology, which is the Empress, which leads into creation. So the 3 numerology is, of course, the imperfect creation. Often it's the creation that comes from not necessarily having everything that's needed, but having some of the materials and being able to kind of make it work, to put them together in order to create something. And it's just the beginning of the journey when we hit the 3 numerology. That's where things truly actually start to move in the physical world and start to, take place, and we start to take notice of them. But we have to be willing to create imperfectly. We have to be willing to have something happen that is not exactly what we envisioned at first, at least. And then, of course, we reach the 4 numerology, where we have structure. And so an example of this might be, you take the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands might be the recognition that you need a new job. And so the 2 of Wands would, of course, then be the contemplation and the connecting with the outside sources, putting out resumes in different places, talking to different people, taking some of the action necessary. And then the 3 numerology would be going in for the interview and or starting the first day of the job, depending on kind of the timing on how the rest of the reading looks and the spread. But when we get to the 3 numerology, that's where things have begun. And the 4 numerology would be basically getting the job and or getting comfortable at said job. And then we move on to the 5 numerology, which we're going to talk about next. We're going to talk about the Hierophant, and we're going to talk about the 5 minor arcana that come with it.